Hi guys, welcome back to 40 Plus and Unfiltered. In today's video, we're talking about the 10 truths about getting older. So I'm going to kick off with the number one, guys, and we're going to be talking about the peace. Peace now matters more than anything. It matters more than winning an argument or even proving a point. I remember looking back at myself at a younger age, and when you talk to people or have a debate or discussion, there's always that need to prove that you're right. Sometimes, in many cases, it was a need to prove that what you're doing is right, because some people do expect this from you. But generally, any debate, any conversation, there was a need to prove the point, okay, to prove the point that, look, this is what it is. But guess what? Now I value peace far more than that. So if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'm just going to say it how it is. They either understand this and agree with this, or they understand this and they don't agree with that. And that's that. I'm certainly not wasting my time anymore on the people just to prove myself or prove my point. This is just not worth it. And I mentioned to you before, as peace, as you get older, you value the peace, because our life been so busy, or my life been so busy to this point, that I just prefer peace and quiet in my head. And that is actually one of the big changes, but I feel this is a really good one. The next one is very similar, but we are talking about the outgrowing noise, like noise about everything. I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy peace, but I do not like noise, okay? If we're talking about, guys, music, loud people talking, anything that's just like, really don't like it. When I drive somewhere, I don't put the music on. I just don't want it. It just feels to me as a noise. If I go to the supermarket, music is going, I'm like, yeah, just please turn it off. I really don't want it. It's many things that are suddenly become noisier. Anything in the daily thing. Somebody sneezes, I'm like, oh my god, this is loud. This is really, really frustrating. Just generally, noise becomes a little bit of an issue. Whether it's just me, I don't know. Of course, guys, please comment down below. But I do find that the noise is a big, big thing for me right now. Number three is you realize that a lot of things in your life actually weren't that serious. And it's totally understandable. It's very difficult to deal with this kind of situation when you are in that situation. But looking back, of course, it's easier said than done. But remembering me constantly worrying about things in the past, okay, worried about certain situations, losing sleep over certain things, and you get to realize that when you get older, that those things don't actually matter. It's very difficult to find perspective in life at the younger age, because you're not really understanding what truly good things are or what truly bad things are. So if you haven't experienced a truly bad thing, the little trivia thing could be really worrying, and it could really sort of, ruin your sleep patterns. It can make you really stressed, and of course can have any other adverse effects. But as you do get older, you do realize, and you seem to realize and understand a little bit better which things are actually worth worrying about and which ones are not. The next one, guys, is you value time over things. Okay, and what by this I mean, say again, in the older days when you're younger, things like going out with friends, having the parties in the houses, which we did a lot of, all of that seemed to be a big part of a life and entertainment. So people get together, but of course everything is always loud. You always have the music, and even now a lot of people still do go out, still say, oh, would you like to go out? And I'm like, yeah, no, not particularly. And this is the point I'm talking about, is valuing the peace and the time, your own time. Because again, as you grow older, you've done this, you've been around the parties and people come around to your party, you've done all of that kind of thing, and now it feels like my own time, the peace, I much rather prefer. So rather than me going to the party or hosting the party, I'm like, I much rather just sit at home and read a book or do a little bit of gardening. You understand again that those things, the noisy things, the big things that you used to do, are no longer part of your life, or you don't want them to be part of your life, because you just want some peace and quiet, and you want to have some time to yourself rather than constantly trying to entertain other people. Next one is you understand that you have to stop trying to be everywhere and do everything. And I am very, very guilty of that. And I mean that still even now, but at least I understand that. And what I mean by this, again, it's to constantly being so busy that you really lose control and you're running out of time for yourself. Be it going somewhere, doing stuff, whether people invite you to do something, or you need to do something for people, or you need to do something for yourself. I find that I always take on a lot of things, okay? And then I'm rushing around like a headless chicken all day and don't get in a second to sit down and do something for me. So again, as you get older, I realized, okay, that I do need to take a chill pill. Okay, I need to stop trying to be everywhere. But again, in some instances, people expect you to be there, doing this, doing that. But you got to understand and take a step back and think, actually, do you know what? I am going to stop. Okay, I'm going to drop this task or drop this task, because multitasking is great. We all can do this, or majority of us can do this, but it is really not good. So as I go to this stage now, the truth is you're just trying to make a priorities from what you want to spend your time on. So number 6, guys, is you really get to learn who's there for you and who you should keep in your life. This is a really, really big one. So over the time, we gain friends and we lose friends. And generally, if you're constantly entertaining, seeing people, messaging people, FaceTiming people, whatever it is you do, or meeting up with people, there's kind of people there for you now in the moment because you are kind of active and you're there. But as soon as the things get quiet, this is where you will see who the true people are. And by quiet, I don't mean like quiet. I mean, you genuinely get on with your life. Your life moves on, you have children, you become quiet as a person because you're not constantly going out, you're not constantly on the social media. This is what I mean by quiet. And this is where you truly see who your true people are, or true friends are. Genuinely, there are the people that are really the quietest ones. They'll send you a birthday card, they'll send you a Christmas card, and you have occasional phone call. But you'll know that those people are going to be there for a long run. And a perfect example I'm going to give you, I've done a little video on one of my other channels where I talked about this specific incident that happened to me that made me really, really scared. And it's gone public. It had a lot of views. And a lot of my friends, family do watch that channel. But believe you me, okay, I only had one phone call from the person I didn't really expect to check up on me. Okay, just one person that really, really put the truth in the perspective for me. So people that we do think could be there for us, in fact, not necessarily going to be there when you really need them. And this is the time that you get to realize that. Hopefully you don't get to be the stage where you have to go through specific scenario like I did to really understand who your true friends are. So next one is we're talking about your body and aches and pains. So your body becomes louder and you now finally get to listen to what it's got to say. As I said to you, one of the things that when I did turn 40, apart from me bumping into things constantly or hitting things or tripping over, unfortunately, is the little aches and pains. Suddenly, just the minor things, just the little things that just seem to be appearing over the time. And to me, it was this thing like I can now just twist my ankle or turn my ankle this way and I'll be forever clicking. Certain things just start to ache sometimes, things in the places maybe you never knew you had something there. But it's now even popping into the garden, just spending a little bit of time weeding, you come back, you sit down and then you're struggling to get up. And I do a lot of gardening, fairly active person, but things do change. It's natural, body does changes, but again, not to the extreme in majority of the cases to what people are making out to be. And this is, again, we're talking about people being overly critical towards people or overly trying to scare people, saying when you go a certain age, oh my God, you can't do anything. Well, you still can do stuff, just things change a little bit and your body just lets you know a little bit more. So all you have to do is just to make sure you just take care of yourself that little bit better. And the next one brings into the next one is you do become a little bit kinder to yourself, a little bit more forgiving, I think, to yourself for many things, many reasons. And yes, one of them will be the physical activity stuff. When you do gardening or something else, when you get aches and pains, you just start to take it easy, just a little bit. Maybe now if I'm doing gardening, or I'm normally had at it say for an hour or two, but now I'll do a little bit and I maybe stand up for a bit and do something else, or sit down for a little bit, just give my body a chance to just relax a little bit. And at the same time also is the mental thing. Just stop punishing yourself for maybe not achieving certain things, or achieving certain things during a day, or just doing things. It's like I'm guilty as charged on that, but I do understand this. And this is the big part of when you understand what's happening, you can kind of do something about it. But I'm overcritical of myself, okay? I criticize myself constantly for not achieving what I want to achieve on the day, be it mentally, physically. I'm just always like, give myself too much to do. And then I get the ump with myself because I can't achieve what I want to achieve. But I understand this now, okay? And the point is now I'm trying to do something about it. I'm trying to give myself some time because I understand that obviously we change, we get older, our mind changes, our body changes. So I just need to give myself just that little bit of time. So number 9 is caring what other people think. And again, I've seen this, mentioned this on the other videos. Just you just stop caring. To not about yourself, not about your well-being, but just about other people, about things that trivial things that don't matter, about what people think of you, because it really doesn't matter. There is loads and loads of judgmental people, and people will be, somebody always will be judging you for things you do or things you don't do, for what you wear, how you wear your hair, what car you drive, what house you live in, what you do as a job, all those kind of things. There always will be somebody who will judge you for it. Some people even say this, potentially say this to your face or express their opinion of what they think, but just stop caring. I just stopped caring, and it's honestly, it's like weight lifted off my shoulders. I no longer need to conform to what people expect me to be or what people tell me I should be. I just don't. This is one of the best freedoms of not caring, because I can concentrate on other things in my head than to worry what other people think of me. And the last one, guys, is you stop rushing around like headless chicken. And I mean this in general way in life, okay? Your life just seems to slow down that little bit. You kind of appreciate things a little bit more. And I mean, I still rush around like headless chicken, but I'm talking about on a daily basis. I'm doing things, I've got a lot to do. I'm busy mum, I've got a lot to do. And I do rush around a lot like a headless chicken. But we're talking about the general thing in life, okay? I find that you just don't seem to rush around a lot to try to achieve somewhere, because again, when you go past certain age, going past 40, again, we've been living life, we've been doing things, be it to doing things for our future. Hopefully that makes sense. But generally, I don't want to rush around in my life. I just want to take life a little bit easier. As you get older, you understand nobody of us know what we have or how long we have. So you kind of realize that you want to take a step back and just take life just that little bit slower and enjoy the little things. Be it just sit down, have a little coffee, have a little espresso, whatever. Like I said, have a little pastry, have a glass of wine, whatever that's make you happy for a little bit. You understand that you want those times a little bit more. Like going for a walk, we kind of love going for walks. The weather's not been particularly that great, but you kind of think, well, do you know what? It's still nice. It's still, as long as it's not raining, even if it is, it's still nice to just take a little walk. It's good for us. It's good for well-being. So why do I need to rush around and do something? Just take a step back and just chill, go for a walk, come back, continue doing what you're doing, that sort of thing. So I do hope, guys, that makes sense. So that way, yeah, this is kind of summarizes my 10 reflective points I found about getting older. As the channel progresses, as my evaluation of myself as a middle-aged woman progresses, then I'm sure there'll be other things that are going to be added on to the list. Because as a people, and I think again, if I've reached that specific age, you reflect on things, and for some reason, it's like I feel like I have a new superpower of evaluating and reflecting and getting some sense out of that, which is actually really good for my own head. And I do hope that, guys, that makes sense to you as well as a viewer. So of course, guys, please do comment down below if any other things maybe you learned, maybe you're like, oh yes, that's totally agreeable. Otherwise, guys, don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.